Joseph Teto runs all of our data, and Connor Miller is a driver in training, but he was kind of our gopher. He's a master of all. He was in pits. He was helping fix the car when it broke, and probably next month he'll be driving one of the cars as a freshman. Hey, we have a microphone. Just in time for y'all not to listen to me anymore, huh? Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you all, and congratulations are certainly in order. And we are really thankful you guys are back home safe and sound. Yes.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to recognize our outstanding winter athletes. This past winter, we had several students from around the county win several state championships. The Stewart Straff High School Cougars' very own Mr. Connor Miller, who was also just recognized on the EV team, earned the VHSL Class II Indoor Track and Field State Championship in pole vault. So at this time, we'd like to bring Connor and his coach, Coach J.D. Rhines, up to the mic to speak a little bit about their season and introduce themselves.
Good evening. Like he said, I'm J.D. Rhines. I'm the head indoor track coach over at Stewart Straff High School. First off, I just want to say thank you guys for everybody that's able to put this on. You know, this is one of my favorite days. I remember the first time I was able to actually bring a athlete here in front of you guys. It was an incredible experience. Today I'm here to introduce Connor Miller. He is also, like Mr. Van Devender just said, he's also a member of the EV team, which is a big deal. And honestly, when it comes to that EV team, they don't just represent Stewart Straff, they represent all of Augusta County. So big shout out to those guys. Mr. Ham does a great job. You know, looking at the meet, we thought Connor could win. We were looking at some numbers and everything. However, I got probably the worst text message ever that a coach wants to have when you have a stud. Coach, I wrecked my dirt bike. That was an interesting day. Well, we didn't realize how bad it was. So we were like, hey, he said he was good, he was going to jump, and he competed. He was probably in the worst pain he's ever been in his life, but he finished strong. Later on, we found out that he won the state championship with a broken collarbone. So, yeah, so that is a big deal. If he's here, I just want to give a huge recognition to Mr. Tom Austin right here. He is not only helping our program out so much, but also other programs in our county, and we're very lucky to have him working with us. Just wanted to give him a quick shout out. We didn't know it, but yep. So when it comes to Connor, I'm just going to say this. Y'all used to have a colleague called Tom Goforth, and he always used to talk about this thing called grit. All right? That's what I think about when Connor is pole vaulting. Connor is willing to make sacrifices, and he's willing to put his body and his everything on the line just to be successful. So it is my honor to introduce the 12th consecutive pole vault state champion for Stewart Straff High School and the first boy ever, Mr. Connor Miller. All right, man. Say hi.
Hi. I'd like to say thank you to all my coaches. Coach Tom Austin, he's been working really hard with me. Coach Rhines, always just like getting me in the meets, getting me into everything, just helping me out. And yeah.
Connor, what grade are you in?
I'm in 9th grade.
9th grade. Goodness gracious, you've got a lot of years ahead of you then.
Yeah.
How's the collarbone?
It's good.
Good.
Little bump.
Good.
How high did you pole vault?
I did 10.6, but we were getting 12 at practice. Just my PR right now is 11. I haven't really been able to jump since then, but yeah.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Connor. We'd also like to recognize Mr. Ramsey, principal of Stewart High School, for being here tonight. Thank you. The Riverheads High School Gladiators had several state champions this past winter season. We'll start off with wrestling first. Bryson Cash earned the VHSL Class 1 state title at 144 pounds, and his teammate Mariah Roberts earned the VHSL state title, because it encompasses in girls wrestling all classes, 1 through 6, state title at 120 pounds. At this time, we'd like to bring up Mariah and Bryson and Coach Swats to the mic to speak a little bit about their season.
How you guys doing today? I just want to talk about these two athletes. First, Mariah Roberts. She's a senior at Riverheads. She's been wrestling for quite a few years. This year, she had a great season. She topped it off with a state championship. That's girls 1 through 6, and there was actually two 1A competitors at that tournament. Most of them are 5 and 6A females. So Mariah's career, she her freshman year, she actually finished 5th in the boys division for VHSL. Then she went on the same year when it was still VAWA. VHSL didn't recognize girls wrestling yet officially. And she was a state champ for the VAWA. And then she became a runner-up 2 years in a row at the VHSL level, just coming short in the final matches. And then this year, she won an outright for the VHSL, and that's Augusta County's first female state champ. And another highlight, I want to say she did, she reached a milestone which many kids do not. She got her 100th win at her state finals match. And the only other thing I can say is out of the 100 wins, you know, she wrestled with the boys 70% of the time, and 70% of those 100 wins came from beating male competitors. Mariah Roberts.
Hi. I don't know how to start off. Thank you to my coaches and my family, because they helped me get around, especially since there wasn't as many girl wrestling tournaments too. So I needed coaches to come help me with that. And thank you to my teammates. They're all really supportive and make me a lot better. So, yeah.
What are your plans for next year?
I'm hoping to go to college and wrestle in college and probably do business or something.
Okay. Very good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Next wrestler here is Bryson Cash. He's a junior at Riverheads. Right now, his career wins. He's 106 wins with 8 losses. He's a 3-time state medalist. This year makes his 2nd state championship. 2-time state champ. He had 2 losses this year. His one loss was from the #1 kid in the country when we went up to Delaware, and the #1 kid at the same tournament in all class in Virginia. And I think he is a 5A kid from Mountain View. So yeah, one of his big wins this year, he beat the private school state champ, he beat the 2A state champ, and he pinned a 3A state runner-up in 54 seconds. Yeah, so we got one more year with him. Bryson.
I'd like to say thank you to all my coaches, Coach Swats, and my partners that helped me get ready for states. And I'd also like to say thank you to God and for y'all to give y'all support to me and let me go to Delaware.
Well, congratulations. Sounds like you've had a good career and you got a whole year left.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sounds great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to Mariah and Bryson. The Riverheads 4x200 indoor track team also earned the VHSL Class 1 state title. The team consisted of 4 runners: Jackson Fitzgerald, Nate Woods, Hayes Williams, and Storm Parker. And at this time, we'd like to bring Coach Heiser and the team up so they can speak a little bit about their season.
Good evening. I've got 4 boys: Jackson, Storm, Hayes, and Nate. I'll be honest with you, coaches probably have different opinions. I think the 4x2 relay race is one of the hardest races to win. Two of them, Jackson and Nate, have battled injuries since December. I didn't know that we'd even possibly be running it. Nate had a pretty good hamstring injury. We went to the regional meet, ran it. It was awful. It was not good. I'll be honest. And then we get to the state meet, and we're fast. I knew we were fast. It's hard to get, sometimes it's hard to get 4 fast guys on the same team. And I think with a little bit of luck and timing, and that's what we had. And I don't know if y'all saw the video, but he got taken down by a Sussex kid at the finish line, and they, just waiting for it to pull up on the scoreboard, and I think it was what, .01, maybe .02 that we got him. Nate here was limping up to the start line, and I'm sitting there with my hands in my face, like, oh, what is this gonna be? But they ran hard. We got Jackson was second, I think, coming around the first leg, and then you were next, right? And then Storm, and then we got the handoff in first and the third leg, and then somehow, Nate ran really hard and grinded it out at the end. So this is my 6th year coaching. I had 4 other boys that they have the school record. These guys ran 135.79. The school record was 134.99 that I had a couple boys a couple years ago. I thought that would be my group that would have won that race, but these guys worked hard, especially from injury, and they ran their tails off. So I'm proud of them. I'll let y'all talk. Who's first?
Hello, my name's Jackson Fitzgerald. I'd like to thank Coach Heiser for everything he's put up through the indoor season. Sometimes dealing with us boys is a little hard, but we got through it. I think I'd speak for the team here. We came into that meet hoping just to win our heat, not win the whole thing. We were looking around the competition. I was like, I don't think we have a chance, but somehow we pulled it out. But, yeah.
My name is Storm Parker. I'm gonna be honest, when we got there, like Jackson said, we were not planning on winning. We were trying to get at least top 5. And we're kind of like goofing off in the beginning, but I guess right when we got on there, all the adrenaline, we had to lock in, and we won. So.
I'm Hayes Williams. I ran 3rd leg. I'd just like to thank Coach Heiser, thank my parents for making sure I was at practice, getting picked up, going to extra practices, anything they did to help me. I'd like to thank Coach Sorrells for always being at practice, keeping our times, and just thank God for all the opportunities He's gave me.
Hello, my name is Nate Woods. I was the 4th leg for the 4x2, and we really came into that race thinking we were like going to medal at least, because we haven't really ran the 4x2, especially with these people. It was our first time running the 4x2. No handoffs were made, no practice were made, but we came out and we ran as hard as we could, and we came out with the state medal. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. How many, are you guys juniors, seniors, or?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior?
Junior, and sophomore.
Oh,
Sophomore.
you guys are in
You're
good
a
shape for
junior.
next year.
Are you sophomore? I'm sorry, he's a sophomore. I have trouble keeping up with.
Anyway, you're in good shape for next year, Coach.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
thanks for the county for supporting the sport.
That's all right. We don't get celebrities in here every day.
Congratulations again, and we'd also like to recognize Mr. Matt Stevens, Principal Riverheads, for coming out tonight. Thank you. And then last we have, but not least, the Fort Defiance High School Indians' very own Taylor Cubbage earned the VHSL Class II Indoor Track and Field State Championships in high jump, the 200-meter dash, and the 500-meter dash. And at this time, we'd like to bring up Coach Stewart and Taylor to speak a little bit about their season.
Where you at? Okay, all right, I want you over here. All right, so I'm gonna start at the very beginning with Taylor, and I think it was fourth grade. Okay, fourth grade, I was her PE teacher. So fourth grade, I realized she was pretty quick, and I don't know whether she challenged me or I challenged her, but we started racing, and she started kicking my butt. And she did that pretty consistently, and as she got in fifth grade, it was by even more, and I said, girl, you need to run track. And you know, we were looking to that. By the time she got to high school, she was ready to go. She started running in eighth grade, and she just had a fantastic career. She had the opportunity, and I think this has played a lot into her development as a freshman, to run with several very strong runners on our team at that time. Katie Ruiz, who's been in here as a state champion before. Katie Ruiz, Abby Lane, who else? Trinity Neff, okay. And they were state champions in 2 different relays your freshman year, right? The 4x4 and the 4x8. Yeah, the 4. So she had an early, as a freshman, opportunity to be at a top level and learn what it took to be at that top level and to stay at that top level. And she has continued to compete at that. And she's the kind of kid that, you know, she makes the other kids around her better. She sets an example in her work ethic and how she goes about things, and you know, she expects things from the other kids too, and that helps them. And as a coach, I really appreciate that. This year, she was state champion in the 500, in the high jump, in the 300. She was the favorite in the 500 and the high jump. She was not the favorite in the 300. And I'll tell you, it was a great race in the 300. The girl that was seated ahead of her took the lead, and on the last lap, Taylor pulled up near her shoulder, and coming out of the last turn, they were right beside each other. And I was standing about this far from her, because I was right at the fence. And they were side by side, and the girl started to pull ahead of Taylor, and Taylor got this, not today. And she surged, and she went for it. And that was my favorite race, because yes, she was a favorite in the high jump. She was expected to win that. She was a favorite in the 500. You know, and that was, you know, it's never easy at the state level, but she was able to coast to that 500. But the 300, she had to work for that with every ounce that she had in her, and that's why she's a 3-time state champion. Taylor Cubbage.
Hi, my name is Taylor. I just wanted to thank Coach Stewart for being here for more than 10 years. He's always been there for us. He's been there for the whole team, and he's really gotten us where we are. He puts so much time into us. He's always texting us back, sending out reminds. He's constantly putting in all of his time, as well as being a pastor, into us. And he really never gives up on us, and I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Are you a senior?
Yes, sir.
What are your plans for next year?
I'm headed to Marshall University to compete D1 track and field in the Sun Belt Conference.
Okay, great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, and we'd also like to recognize Mr. Mace, Assistant Principal for Fort Defiance, for being here tonight. Thank you very much. And if you could, join me in one more round of applause for our winter VHSL state champions.
Next, I'm going to invite up several of our VCTC students from Augusta County who recently, in recent Skills USA competition and the HOSA state competitions, received first place in their respective competitions. So if those students could come up and join me at the podium. These competitions are, again, require a lot of skill, a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and so we're really excited that these are our state champions from VCTC. So we have James Enderline from Fort Defiance High School, who was first place in aviation maintenance technology. Molly O'Brien, who couldn't be with us today, first place in cosmetology. Sean Gregory from Wilson High School, CNC 2 axis turning programmer. And Wade Showalter from Buffalo Gap High School, precision machining. And then in the HOSA competition, we had Reagan McNally from Fort Defiance in patient care technician skills. I'm going to let them come up, introduce themselves, and tell you a little bit about their competition and then future plans.
I'm Wade Showalter. I did the precision machining competition. It was basically a competition between a few of us on manual machines, and yeah, pretty cool.
What are your plans for next year?
I have a job right now. I'm doing work-based learning, so I can work and go to school in the evenings, but I work as a machinist.
Great.
Hello, I am James Enderline. I competed in aviation. The competition was, I don't know how to describe it very well, but we did some general aviation things like safety wiring and pipe fitting. I've got plans to go to Blue Ridge Community College next year and get my A&P going through there.
Okay, very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
My name is Reagan McNally. I competed in the PCT competition. It's a combination of medication administration and phlebotomy, and I plan to go to Blue Ridge to get my RN.
Congratulations.
I want to also acknowledge Mrs. Julie Maxwell, who's here from VCTC as the director of that program, and so she's here to support her students. Thank you, Julie. Next, we want to invite the All-State Band and Choral students. We've got quite the workings coming in and out. We couldn't fit all 80 students in the room at the same time, so I have
That's
lots
a
of.
good problem
It
to
is a
have.
great problem. I have lots of helpers out in the hallway helping me tonight.
Have that many students that have excelled, that is a great problem to have. Do we have the media here to record all this and get it in the paper? All right, we go. Somebody said they were here.
So again, I'm going to invite up all of our all-state band and choral students, if they could come up beside the podium. As they're making their way up, again, it's my pleasure to recognize some of our outstanding high school music students as part of our honors and awards. Each year, select high school band and choir students earn the opportunity to audition for various honor performance groups, with the ultimate achievement being the opportunity to audition for an all-state ensemble. To make the all-state choir or all-state band, students are required to not only audition for and be selected for their district honor group, but score or place high enough in that process to qualify to try out for the All-Virginia Performance Group. This is then another audition preparation and process, and the selected students are chosen for the all-state choir and all-state band. This is the highest achievement our students can earn individually, and we certainly want to recognize them for their hard work, level of performance, and dedication. We also want to thank their teachers and their parents for all the support that they've given you all over the years. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves and say what group they were auditioned into, maybe their part or their instrument, and then again, future plans.
Hi, my name is Tyler Kirby. I'm from Stewart's Draft High School band. I auditioned for Stewart's Draft, I got in the all-state choir and band this year. And I honestly just want to speak on behalf of all of my mentors and all my peers that helped me get to where I am, because honestly, if it wasn't without their talent as well, I wouldn't be here at all. I'm planning on going up to JMU. I got accepted into their school music program, and I'm going to be majoring in the clarinet. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Kevin McCoy. I go to Wilson Memorial High School. I made All-State Choir as a bass 2. Yeah.
What are your plans for next year?
Oh, plans, right. I'm going to be at UVA to study music and English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Joseph Pincock. I am a senior at Wilson Memorial, and I auditioned for the Tenor 1, Tenor 1 for state choir, and this is my second time going to states. I plan to work in Charlottesville before attending Brigham Young University in Idaho, and then we'll see what happens after that. I'm going for music as well, so. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Jaden Spivey. I auditioned and got into All-State Choir. I'm a junior. My goal and point as I head into college after my senior year is to go to James Madison University for music education.
Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Noah Potter. I auditioned to All-State Band for percussion. I'm a sophomore at Wilson Memorial High School, and I'm still working out what I'm going to do after high school.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Maid Shank, and I'm a senior at Fort Defiance High School. I auditioned for Tenor 1 with All-State Choir and got in. I plan to go to EMU to major in biology after high school.
Okay. Congratulations.
My name is Sarah Ann Dull. I'm a sophomore at Fort Defiance High School. I auditioned and got accepted into as a soprano 1 for the All-State Choir. And after I graduate, I am not quite certain of what I'm doing, but I know that I will go to college and study music.
Congratulations.
We had several other students who could not be here tonight. Landon McNorton, we had Joseph Pincock and then Levi Pincock, Nora Schatz and Miley Thomas, all from Wilson High School in the choir. And then we also had Bethany House from Fort Defiance who made it into the All-State Choir. So huge achievement for those students. At this time, we have several band groups and choir groups that are being recognized for high achievement honors from the state. So I'm going to invite up, we have several students from Wilson Middle School here with us tonight. So if I could ask Emily and Mason and Riley to come and join me at the podium. Wilson Middle School, under the direction of Tim DeSimone, continues to grow their band program under the care that he puts into the classroom instruction as well as the care he puts towards his students. Wilson Middle School is being recognized for the second year in a row as a program of honor by earning a superior rating at the recent district honor band assessment, in addition to student placement throughout auditions in the Region 5 district honor band, as well as I believe his jazz band being recognized. We are happy to recognize Wilson Middle School's accomplishments and recognition as a Virginia program of honor, and thank Mr. DeSimone for his direction. He is not able to be here tonight, and so he has 3 wonderful ambassadors that would just like to say a few words about their program.
You can pull it down.
Hi, my name is Riley. I'm in 6th grade and I play the oboe.
My favorite thing about band at Wilson Middle School is the unique experience I've had playing the oboe. I enjoy the pieces of music that we play, and Mr. DeSimone is an incredible band director who has encouraged us to grow in our love for music.
Hi, my name is Mason. I play clarinet, and Mr. DeSimone is one of the most wonderful people I have met. He is the sweetest person you could ever meet. He's taught me many things, and I have been able to play hard music pieces, and I've been able to get into Valley Honor Band, District Band. He has taught me a lot through this year, and I thank him so much.
Hi, my name is Emily Eunice, and when I was in 5th grade, I decided to try band because I always liked music, and my friends were doing it, and honestly, because Mr. DeSimone promised I would get pizza. Never got pizza. When I was in 6th grade and I went to 6th grade band night to try different instruments, I chose percussion, which was one of the greatest decisions I have ever made. He taught us all at the same time in 6th grade learning different instruments. And when we stepped in there, none of us knew how to play our instruments or even read music. And by the end of it, I was hooked. He brightens my day, and I look forward to that class every single day. I think I speak for most all of us when I say when he moves away at the end of the school year, we will all miss him. His love for music really rubs off on his students, and I hope that is something that I can pass on to future generations. He's one of those teachers that I will never forget, and we are all so honored to be here for him. I know he's so proud of us for this recognition, and as for my future in band, this year I was invited to march with the Wilson Memorial High School Emerald Regiment, and I hope to continue that throughout my high school career and end up being a 5-year participant. Thank you.
Next, we would like to invite up any of the Fort Defiance band and choir students to stand up front with me as we recognize their programs. Just line up on either side. Go ahead and stretch out. If you guys want to kind of continue down that way for me, that would be great.
The hallway must be full.
It's very full. You guys can just keep
Wow.
stretching out behind me or make a break. Yep, there you go. I'm very pleased to recognize Fort Defiance Music Program, both the choir and the band. First, I'm going to talk about the Fort Defiance High School Band is being recognized again as a Virginia Program of Honor. This is under the VBODA, or the Virginia Band and Orchestra Directors Association. In order to do this, they have to earn a variety, again, of superior ratings at different assessments, and in this case, both marching and recent district assessments for the concert bands. In addition, Fort Defiance is being recognized as a VMEA Blue Ribbon Program. So that's the Virginia Music Educators Association Blue Ribbon. This is where both your programs, so band and choir, their top programs have to earn a superior rating at assessment in order to be considered a Blue Ribbon program. This is the highest award given to school music programs in the Commonwealth of Virginia and recognizes achieved excellence in band, orchestra, and choral performance. All top eligible performing groups, again, must receive a final superior rating at VMEA District Concert Performance Assessment to qualify for this award. So I'm going to turn this over at this time to their directors, Ms. Shannon Medea and Melissa Black. They have built a culture of success, and their students continue to set high expectations for themselves and their classmates as they work together as a team to achieve these great goals. So again, Mrs. Shannon Medea and Melissa Black.
Thank you so much for taking the time to recognize our program this evening. Each year, we focus on performing music that is meaningful and enhances our students' musicianship. Our goals are to have an engaging performance, to enjoy making music together, and to walk off the stage or the field feeling proud of our performance. The ratings that we've received this year serve as affirmation that we have met those goals. It is a true joy as an educator to watch 8th to 12th graders in marching band perform without an adult conducting the ensemble. The leadership, collaboration, and attention to detail learned throughout the rehearsal process are essential life skills that will help students well beyond high school. Within our curricular music classes, we could not be more proud of the students for their ongoing desire to improve as musicians. This particular group always wants to be challenged and works so kindly together to succeed.
These accomplishments are driven by our students. Their success reflects the sustained effort and dedication they invest. This commitment begins with year-long classes. Working with students throughout the full academic year cultivates the consistent rehearsal habits and discipline required for enduring musical achievements. As one student observed, music is about growing and change, and boy, have we grown. A student shared about assessment. Going to assessment is always fun. We get to show off our skills and sing amazing songs that challenge us. Another noted, choir and band aren't just classes. This department has become a big family. We extend our gratitude to our administrators for their support of the performing arts. From Fort Defiance to central office, our direct administrators all hail from musical backgrounds, which is reflected in their informed understanding of our students and their passion for music.
So many great things up here. I had to step back and get out of the way so they could get up here. So students, if you would walk by Dr. Troxel so that she can hand you a medallion, that would be wonderful. We'll start down there at the end, and then you guys can. And this is about half of the students who have earned this recognition. So we had about 35 of the, I believe, 72 or 73 students who were a part of these two ensembles. So we're thrilled that this many of them came tonight to be recognized, and we know that they take this recognition back to, again, the rest of their performing arts family. So one more applause for Fort Defiance and their program. Great job, you guys.
Being a Fort alum myself, this is really special. To have this many being recognized for achievements on state level, this is great. Yeah, this is just half. Wow.
Two full ensembles that have to reach that achievement. It's pretty incredible, which is why it's such a great honor.
Yes, I mean, for both band and chorus to make, that's incredible. A lot of hard work went into that.
Absolutely. It is many, many hours, as they said, all year long that they're working. At this time, I'd like to invite Wilson Memorial High School's band and choir, anybody who is here from those two programs, to come forward and do the same. I think that one group's got to go out and then the other group's got to come in.
Goodness gracious. If we're going to have this many kids, we may have to plan it for a high school somewhere.
Same thing, guys. If you just want to line up along.
Where we have a big auditorium.
So again, the Wilson Memorial High School Band and Choir programs are also being honored as VMEA Blue Ribbon programs. Again, as I said previously, this is the highest award given to the music school programs in Virginia, and Wilson is being recognized for their superior ratings in both band and choir assessments. Their directors, Matt Barraclough and Austin Gilbert, have created a culture of achievement and success by instilling the value of hard work, dedication, and commitment to the performing arts community for their students. So I'd now like to introduce Mr. Barraclough and Mr. Gilbert.
My name is Matt Barraclough. I'm the Director of Bands at Wilson Memorial for 29 years. It's been a very great career. But speaking on behalf of the band will be Jaden Spivey. He'll speak just for all the band kids. Jaden?
Hello, my name is Jaden Spivey, and I am a junior at Wilson Memorial High School, and I play tenor sax. As a member of the marching, concert, and jazz bands, I was selected into multiple ensembles such as Valley Honor Band, All District Band, and District Jazz, as well as All State Choir. I have experienced and contributed to the hard work it takes to excel at a high level. Our concert band has worked very hard after many missed school days due to snow and a challenging schedule with moving our spring musical back a week. Yet we persevered. We were able to achieve the highest rating of superior at our concert assessment. These experiences will carry me into college, where I hope to become a band director myself. I would like to thank the school board for recognizing the efforts of our band and choir program as we strive for excellence. Earning the Blue Ribbon Award means a great deal to our students, and your recognition of that brings even more meaning to us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Austin Gilbert. I'm the choir director. This is my 4th year at Wilson, and speaking on behalf of the choir, I have 2 members of my leadership team, Joe Pincock and Kevin McCoy.
My name is Kevin McCoy. I'm the vice president and bass section leader of the Wilson High School Choir. As a senior, I started the same year as Gilbert started at Wilson. So it's been great seeing him over the years take what was already a great program when he came in and continue to improve upon it year by year. Personally, I know that being a part of this choir has turned me into a much stronger and more attentive musician throughout my years in it, and I'm sure that all of my classmates could say the same. Mr. Gilbert is the type of guy who's always willing to give one-on-one training and support, guidance, advice whenever you need it, and I think all of us have benefited from that generosity of his at one point or another. Now, of course, the other reason that this program has been so strong is how devoted the students in it are. Every passing year that I'm in this ensemble, I'm amazed by how eager the new students are to learn and to embrace the challenges that Mr. Gilbert presents them with. The choir room has always been my home away from home in high school, and I'm proud to say that you'd be hard-pressed to find another classroom at Wilson where the students are as connected to each other, to their teacher, and to the work that they do. Maybe the band room will call it a tie.
I also started my work at Wilson Memorial at the same time as Gilbert. And it's been a very fun 4 years. The program before Mr. Gilbert got there was pretty good. It's right here. Gilbert brought it like way up, changed the game. That's not an understatement. He changed the game. And I know there's a lot of future projects that are going to be even better than what we've already accomplished. Me personally, as I said, I made states last year, and it was really fun. But this year, we really brought the heat, I'd say. Our show, Newsies, was amounted to be the most successful show in Wilson history. We had 8 all-state representatives for choir, as we saw. Only 4 are here today, but there's like 4 more. They're just as good. And we also had 3 members of our choir attend the Senior Honor Choir in Norfolk. Mr. Gilbert has inspired me and the rest of us immensely, and to the point where it may even seem like I want to become him. I don't. I'm not trying to follow in his footsteps perfectly, because I'm going to a different college. That's it. Us earning the blue ribbon alongside the band rightfully represents just a fraction of the passion our program has for the performing arts, I would say. And I'm very proud for both ensembles. Like someone said earlier, it's not just a community, it's not just a work that we have to do, it's become a family. And these guys back here, they're really great. I would say just overall, in these current times that we face many challenges that threaten the authenticity of art, such as artificial intelligence and such. But in these current times, the performing arts proves to be an absolutely vital piece of the human experience. And I wouldn't ask for any other director or choral program to further help me realize that. I thank you all for giving us this opportunity to be here and keep on performing and such, and promise to continue to do great things. Thank you.
Congratulations. It sounds like Augusta County is the hub of music. Great things are happening.
We excel at a lot of things, and that's something very much that we are proud of in our community, again, across the division. And we certainly want to thank you as the board for allowing us this time tonight to recognize all of these great achievements. And we want to thank the directors again, and the parents, and our instructional supervisor, Mr. Cash, is in the back. He's been helping wrangle all of the crowds out back, so I'm sure that's not what he expected to be dealing with tonight when he came to recognize these students, but I thank him for his help as well. So thank you again.
Thank all of you all. Congratulations. It's quite an experience for us to see all of these outstanding students come through and receive their awards. So congratulations to all of them. Do we have any further special recognitions? I think that's it on the recognitions. Am I correct? Okay, well, that's great. Next on our agenda is a consent agenda. And I will ask, are there any changes to the consent agenda?
No, sir, there are not.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a couple of questions about claims, so could we pull that out and then let me ask my questions?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
So you want to pull the claims section out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Or I can ask my questions, Mel, but I think the
If you
formal...
want to ask your questions now,
I didn't know when you were supposed to ask questions, so,
you can do it right now.
all right. So I'm not sure anyone in here knows the answers, but do we put things out to bid like pest control and trash service in the county, or do we? Yeah, that's one of my questions. And the answer is yes? Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you. And then, after the last young man talked about the performing arts being vital to the human experience, which I do not disagree with, I saw on there that we spent, and I don't even know what school, but we spent $5,200 for somebody to teach choreography for the musical. That just seemed like a lot of money to me. I don't know the dollars and cents of musicals, but I was just curious about that dollar amount of $5,200 for choreography for a musical. And I don't know if anyone can answer that question, but.
We may need to look into that further for you, Dr. Griffin, if you want.
Okay. It's very long. I don't know what line or page it was on. And then my last question deals with, we've talked a lot about how library books are ordered and how librarians order books and how it goes through a process of the librarian ordering it, the administrator in the building looking at the order, the person who supervises that looking at the order. I noticed there were, and I tried to look this up online and I couldn't figure out what it meant. We have a couple of lines called Follett Quote, and Follett's the publishing house, I'm sure. It said new fiction and nonfiction. They were both around $500. And I was just curious, I was a little concerned that we might be just letting Follett say, here are the hottest new books in fiction and nonfiction, and we're going to order them. Because that's inaccurate, many of the newest fiction books are very inappropriate for kids. And so I just wanted to know if that's like Follett said, okay, here are the latest, hottest books, or whether these were chosen book by book. And you'll probably have to find that out. But there were two line items that said Follett Quote, new fiction and nonfiction. and both were just under 500. And then there was a bigger one called Follett Tidal Wave that was over 1,000, but I think that one is just a program Follett has called Tidal Wave. And I think those books might have been selected title by title. But I was just wondering about that. So you don't have to answer it tonight, but those are questions I had.
We'd be happy to look into that for you because there are a lot of Follett lines here.
And to speak that Follett is our, they run Destiny, so there's a lot of different things that go within that. It's partly subscriptions, some of it's uploading, just access to different materials, but we still do select the books. So even if it's something that we're purchasing through them, or we might be looking at samples of books, things like that. So sometimes we have to pay for certain samples of things that before we can make appropriate choices. So it's not them, they don't push through the books without us still going through the titles and select.
Okay, any other questions on consent agenda? If not, we will need a motion to accept the consent agenda.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded, we approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0. Delegations, and we have a special recognition for our Earth Day Hero Award, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to actually do that last. We're going to let our speakers.
Oh,
speak
okay, they
first,
want
if
to go
that's
last? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that'll be fine.
All right. So first, we will have Nicole Mickens, then Julie Maxwell, and then we'll have two more.
Okay.
Good evening, members of the school board. My name is Nicole Mickens, and I'm here tonight to speak about something that should never be tolerated in our schools: racial slurs in student athletics and the lack of accountability when they occur. On February 16th, during a basketball game at Riverheads High School, my son was called a racial slur by another player. After the game, I immediately reported the incident to our school, and it was passed along to Riverhead's administration. I also spoke directly with an administrator there who assured me that it would be handled. The next day, I was told the player denied it and that there was no evidence because my son didn't react in a way that made it obvious. I want to be very clear that reasoning is deeply troubling. My son did not react with anger or aggression because he has been raised to choose nonviolence. He chose composure. He chose to turn the other cheek. But the absence of an explosive reaction does not mean the absence of harm. In fact, it speaks to his character. If he had responded in an aggressive way, it's likely both boys would have had a consequence. But because he didn't respond at all, no consequence is given. When I reviewed the game footage myself, it took me less than 20 minutes to find the moment. My son clearly reacts. He looks at the player with a sad, confused expression. To dismiss this incident because it wasn't loud or physical is to ignore the reality of how harmful our words can be, regardless of who hears them. Because I felt this situation was not handled appropriately, I chose to speak out publicly. Since then, I have received countless messages from students, parents, and alumni, many sharing similar experiences of racial slurs during games in Augusta County, going back decades. Unfortunately, most athletes tolerate it without saying a word, simply because that's the way it's always been. That tells us that this is not an isolated incident. This is a pattern of behavior that is not only tolerated, but accepted and excused. And instead of focusing on the behavior that caused harm, attention has shifted towards those speaking up about it. That is part of the problem. Accountability is misplaced, and as a result, the core issue remains. This has been going on for far too long. We can't continue to be content with the way it's always been. I am asking this board to take clear and decisive action by implementing a division-wide zero-tolerance policy. Right now, under VHSL guidelines, if a referee hears a racial slur, a player is ejected and suspended, but referees can't hear everything. So what happens when they don't? We need a policy that ensures if a racial slur is reported by a player, coach, official, or spectator, and it is substantiated through review, there are automatic consequences: ejection, suspension, no exceptions. The policy must be consistent across all schools, and it must carry real weight, because if meaningful consequences had been in place, we wouldn't still be having this conversation today. Our children deserve better. They deserve to play, compete, and represent their schools without being subjected to racial harassment. and they should never be told there is no evidence simply because they handled it with class instead of anger. This is about more than one game, more than one player. This is about who we are as a school system and community and what we're willing to tolerate. Now's the time to make it clear. We will not tolerate this. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Ms. Maxwell?
Good evening. I'm Julie Maxwell. I'm the coordinator for Valley Career and Technical Center, and I'm here on behalf of my center to thank you for your support, give you some information about our growth and our programs and our partnerships, and that partnership includes you. As community servants, you sometimes have a thankless task, but your efforts to support education, workforce development, and economic growth secure the best for our communities, and we are grateful for your service. We thank you for your continued support of advanced learning and CTE education. Just as we stand here tonight talking with you, we also want to continue our conversation with our state legislators as well. We are seeking state funding streams for regional CTE programs, similar to the way other state regional programs are funded. We continue those conversations this fall, and we ask that you join us in those efforts. We continue to grow technical education by adding new programs such as firefighting, industrial maintenance, aviation maintenance technology, and by increasing our enrollment in all of our programs. For next year's incoming class, we had over 675 applications for 550 spots. The number of spots is limited by the Department of Education, as well as those size requirements for classes, but our current staffing and our current space. In May, specifically May 9th, we will be recognizing over 400 high school students who have completed a technical program this year. Our staff is inspired by, committed to, and passionate about the opportunity to shape the next generation of mechanics, electricians, nurses, pilots, police officers, and teachers. This year, our students were state winners, some of them you saw tonight, but in other areas as well: precision machining, industrial motor control, cosmetology, diesel mechanics, aviation, phlebotomy, patient care technician skills, and construction. We not only provide skilled training, but we also teach professional and personal responsibility necessary for success. We are grateful to our local business partners who provide students opportunities to learn on-the-job training and begin their careers while they are in high school. We will have an apprenticeship signing day on May 6th to celebrate students who will be entering full-time employment as a result of our work-based learning experiences. We take great pride in not just what our students can do, but who they become and where they will go tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your leadership in our community, and we invite you to visit us anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next two speakers are Michael Fultz and Jeremy Nance.
Michael Fultz, I am a former bus driver. Ms. Griffin, me and you've talked a couple different times. There's no held, the administrators or the students have no accountability for stuff they do. How would you like to be told you can be my bitch for the day? How do you think teachers feel on Friday afternoon you had 3 girls get on the bus and all of them give her double fingers? What was done? Nothing. The one that made the comment to me took him back to school 6 times last year and dropped him off. What was done? Nothing. The board's meeting after this in a private meeting because the administration at the middle school did not do their job. Point blank. transportation department is being looked at as run by the Three Stooges. CJ, Chris, and Brian. Me and Miss Griffin's talked. Last time was for over an hour. Have any of y'all been on any of the buses? Nope. Have any of y'all been down to the shop? Or the 40 hours they work, probably they don't work but 30. The rest of the time they're sitting in the back on their phones, laptops, just sitting back there having a good old time. All kinds of spare buses over there that need work done on them. You know, you treat the drivers, I have nothing to lose. I'm gone. I'm retired. But you better keep in mind, without the drivers, the school building and the programs ain't got nothing. And it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. I'd probably say there's a 10%, at least 10% budget wasted in transportation. This is just a few things to get you started. And look, the citizens of Augusta County and taxpayers, which I'm up here now as a taxpayer, money's being wasted. I can tell you one right now, as of 2 weeks ago, was putting 200 extra miles a week on her bus back and forth from tech school to her house. Who paid for that fuel at 6 miles to the gallon? CJ can't say he didn't know about it because it's been brought up to him, it's been brought up to Chris. I'm just letting you know, without the drivers, you have no need for the schools because the kids won't get there.
Evening, board. Glad to see everybody's in attendance this evening. Just got a couple things I want to talk on. One is myself and a few other people just like to scour policies, make sure they're up to date. It's one policy in particular that has been looked at here lately, and it's the remote participation policy, and it's supposed to be updated annually. And the last revision date for that is 2011. So 15 years since that policy's been revised. And the way the law currently reads, it's supposed to be updated annually. And it's actually, the paper I got right here came from the current FOIA officer's training slides. And it says right in it, and I printed copies off for everybody. Up there, I'll hand to you, pass around. I didn't get one from for the FOIA officer because this slide came from her. But then the other thing I want to discuss is here lately I've had people messaging me after, because they know I come to the board meetings, I say, hey, was my representative there? So this year I started putting attendance. If a board member isn't here, just so it makes it easier, on a Facebook post. Well, one representative in particular seemed to have a lot of people get upset that I posted he wasn't here. So he sent me an email, asked me to call him, and the statement he made to me on the phone was that if I post his name on social media again, I'm going to have problems. So I hope all y'all take it as something not to do as a representative to make a intimidation threat, however you want to put it, about posting whether you're at a meeting or not. My recommendation for that individual, and I made it to him, was that step down as vice chair and let somebody else step up as vice chair that isn't going to have that type of stuff going on. And we talked and know the circumstances, but like I said, the post wasn't made to attack him for not being here for the situation. It was made because people were just wondering if their representative was there or not. At the budget meeting y'all had the other week where Dr. Aquatree attended remotely and Mr. Ward wasn't there, I posted. Wasn't nothing said about nobody being there. So, like I said, it's just for some reason people took offense about Mr. Swartzel's absence and me making it public knowledge, which was already public knowledge. But then another thing I want to touch on, the lady was talking about the programs with tech, and one of the things that the state was trying to pass was to give money for programs for firefighters. The county is looking at putting potentially a hub station, moving the fire station from Churchville to Buffalo Gap. And I recommend it because then they could look at possibly putting a classroom in that hub station if it's beside the high school to teach that program for the firefighter stuff, because it is a decline in volunteers and stuff in the county. So that might be something y'all could look at to work with the county on with getting that hub station there and having a classroom put in to help with those programs being implemented. Because like I said, at the tech center, it is tight on space. So thank you for your time. And then if y'all just pass that around so you can see the policy I'm referring to.
Correspondence.
We have one more recognition.
Oh, I'm
One more
sorry, we do.
delegation.
We do. Earth Day Hero Award.
So I'm pleased to introduce Caroline Sheridan. She is the Shenandoah Green Board member and the co-chair of Earth Day Stanton. And also Nancy Stevenson. She is a former board member of Friends of Middle River and a current Earth Day Stanton committee member.
Hello, and thank you all for having us. I'm Caroline Sheridan from Shenandoah Green and Earth Day Stanton, and this is my partner.
I'm Nancy Stevenson, representing Friends of Middle River and Earth Day Stanton.
And you may recall that last year at Earth Day, Dr. Bond came to receive an Earth Hero Award, and we also had a plaque made to present to you all, and it's in regards to the great things that have been going on in Augusta County schools with solar energy, electric buses, and other wonderful, initiatives that we would love to see in some of the other school districts. So you guys are leading the pack. We love that. So this says Earth Day Stanton Earth Hero Award for 2025 to Augusta County Public Schools for their efforts to combat climate change through the use of solar power and electric vehicles in the schools with associated educational programs. And so we're very happy to present this to you all today.
Okay.
And we both happen to live in the county, so it just makes us very proud that our county is doing such wonderful things. So,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you very much, and Dr. Troxel will accept that for us.
All right. Thank you.
Now I think we're ready for correspondence.
And I do not have any correspondence this
All right.
evening.
All right, the VSBA Business Honor Roll Resolution.
I will speak to that. Each year, the Virginia School Boards Association gives school divisions the opportunity to recognize businesses, organizations, and nonprofits that go above and beyond in their support, especially as schools continue to navigate increasing budget challenges. This program allows divisions to say a meaningful thank you to those whose contributions strengthen our schools and communities. Local businesses have the power to shape community attitudes about public education. Their efforts can take many forms, including in-kind or financial donations, scholarship contributions, sponsorship of extracurricular activities, internship opportunities, volunteer work in schools, and support for student field trips. This type of community partnership is invaluable to the success of our students and schools. Staff and I would like to submit 3 such supporters to the VSBA as part of the 2026 VSBA Business Honor Roll. The resolutions before you read as follows. Whereas public schools and local businesses are an integral part of this community, and whereas many local businesses play a crucial role in supporting our schools, And whereas the economic health of our community, state, and nation depends on a strong public school system, and whereas collaboration between local public schools and local businesses strengthens schools and the business community alike by providing a well-trained and highly educated workforce. And whereas an excellent public school system is vital to the quality of life in this community and fundamental to preserving a strong democratic society now and in the future, therefore, be it resolved that the Augusta County School Board names the Augusta County Sheriff's Office, the Community Foundation, and Lingo Networks to the 2026 Virginia School Boards Association Business Honor Roll, showing appreciation for the ongoing support of the Augusta County Public Schools. Your work has aided this community in focusing on the goal of providing the best public schools we can for every child who attends them. Members of the board, we respectfully request your support of these nominations as a gesture of our appreciation and deep gratitude.
Okay, we will need a motion from the board to approve this resolution.
So moved.
Is there a second? It's been moved and properly second that we approve this resolution to the Virginia through the VSBA Business Honor Roll. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The resolution passes 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of the 26-27 Perkins Plan, Career and Technical Education. Dr. Melton.
Thank you. Annually, we come to the board to request approval for the Perkins Plan. Career and technical education programs receive federal funding through Perkins 5, Strengthening Career and Technical Education for the 21st Century Act. These funds help support middle and high school programs in agricultural education, business and information technology, career connections, family and consumer sciences, sports medicine, and technology education, as well as the programs at the Valley Career and Technical Center. We have not yet received state and Perkins allocations for the 26-27 school year. However, last year, the latest numbers that are reflected in this plan, Augusta County Schools received $153,107.86 from Perkins funding. Our anticipated use of the funds are listed as well: to purchase state-approved equipment and instructional resources for our programs, to fund our portion of the Career Pathways Consortium and the Worlds of Work, to provide required flow-through funds to Valley Career and Technical Center, provide professional development opportunities for CTE instructors, and to provide student industry certification opportunities in all program areas. Again, a copy of the Perkins certification page was attached, and your approval as a board of the Perkins local management plan, as well as the school board chairman's and division superintendent's signature, is also requested at this time.
Are there any questions for Dr. Melton? If not, we will need a motion to approve the Perkins funds or the application for Perkins funding.
I make a motion that we approve that.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
You're still up.
I'm still up. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the secondary English language arts textbook adoption. As is required now by law, our school systems are required to adopt high-quality instructional materials from state-approved lists. And this year, our efforts were focused on grades 6 through 12 English language arts. After an extensive review of 612 ELA high-quality instructional materials, textbooks, and resources, Mr. Abe Michael, the instructional supervisor for secondary humanities, and the secondary ELA HQIM textbook selection committee have selected Savas as their textbook and resource provider of choice for 612 ELA instruction. The review process spanned 8 months, starting in August and finishing this week. The review included, in August 2025, 4 publishers were chosen for consideration from the list of VDOE-approved ELA publishers by the instructional supervisor. Those publishers selected were HMH Education Company, McGraw-Hill, Perfection Learning, and Savas. Perfection Learning only provided materials for grades 6 through 8. In September 2025, an evaluation committee was formed consisting of the instructional supervisor and teachers from each middle school and high school. At this time, samples from each of the publishers were solicited to be sent to each school. Curriculum samples have arrived in schools in October. Samples were housed in teachers' rooms or another easily accessible location so that each grade level and teacher could review and provide feedback on the materials. Middle school reading specialists, SPED teachers, ELL teachers were also able to review the curriculum. A rubric was used to review the curriculums which school teams used to evaluate together. These rubrics were submitted in January and early February. From October through December, parents and community members were also able to review and compare the products. Middle and high schools offered the products for review in conjunction with other events hosted at their schools. In addition to the community-based reviews, the instructional supervisor offered 3 other options for parents and community members to review the materials. The options were communicated through the ACPS website as well as Parent Square. Option 1, the materials were made available for review and comment prior to the school board meetings held on November 6th and December 4th from 12 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. here at the Augusta County Government Center. The second option was that interested community members and parents could also choose to make an appointment to review the materials in person at the Augusta County Center for Professional Learning, located at 58 Cedar Green in Stanton. The materials were made available on October 29th from 9 to 4, November 26th from 9 to 4, and December 10th from 9 to 4. And the third option was that a document containing online access for the public to review was made available as well. Parents and community members were able to provide feedback through an online or paper form for all of the options that I just listed. In March, the secondary ELA HQIM textbook committee met to review the feedback from the schools and the public. Based on that feedback, the committee selected McGraw-Hill and Savas to present the products on April 6th. Based on the community input, supporting data, and feedback from school teams, the evaluation committee met on April 7th to make their final recommendation. The committee has chosen to recommend Savas as their textbook and resource provider of choice for 6 through 12 ELA instruction. On Wednesday, April 8th, a meeting was held between myself and Mr. Michael to review all of the information, the recommendations, and the quotes for recommended materials. The textbooks and resources selected include teacher resources for classroom instruction, digital resources including assessments aligned to each grade level. Student resources in grades 6 through 12 will include a classroom set of textbooks for each grade level, digital access for each student, and teachers will also have the option to choose consumable grammar books or class sets of novels. The final price tag for the 7-year contract with Savas for grades 6 through 12 is expected to be approximately $981,236.18.
Are there any questions?
I do have one question, Dr. Mountain, and first I'd like to thank you and Mr. Michael and the committee for the 8 months of work it took. My question is, with the 8-month process culminating in the interview in person on April 6th and a decision being made on April 7th, that's a quick turnaround. What made Savas stand out?
So while it does seem like a quick turnaround, but at that point, you've been narrowing down all throughout this process, and so there's been a lot of feedback and conversation. I think the culminating thing that probably put Savas over the edge was when they were able to meet in person with the teachers and be able to talk them through the resources and support and some of the flexibility pieces for them in terms of still having some autonomy and the flexibility of the resources being able to use in conjunction with them, as well as some of the online usage. And I think Mr. Michael might be able to speak if he's in here. Did he leave? He's over here. Sorry. I don't know if you want to speak to a couple other points.
Yeah, she is correct. The teachers really appreciated, or committee members really appreciated the flexibility that was allowed through the Savas platform. There were lots of instructional options for teachers to choose from, and they felt like that allowed them to meet the needs of their students in the best way.
One of the other comments that came through was some of the writing needs specific to that SAVA supported. So it wasn't just the reading components, but also the writing aspect and making sure that we are covering both of those comprehensively throughout the ELA instruction.
I have one question. Just about the assessments. I know at the elementary level, the assessments are a big part of, I think, the series that we chose. What about these assessments? Are they very comprehensive, or will they be used a lot? Or there are many assessments that we have so many assessments. So basically, I don't have any. I never saw the assessments. I saw most of these books. So tell me a little bit about the assessments and how you think they'll be used.
I don't know if you want to address.
Sure, I can talk about that. The assessment platforms that are offered within SAVAS allow us to check student performance on individual standards so that we can see student performance across standards, and when a student is not performing well, that is very clearly communicated through that. The assessment style does mimic some of the SOL style, but also really leans into writing and interpreting paired passages as nonfiction and fiction passages.
We would look for it as a way to enhance the instruction, and that was not the leading piece of the decision in terms of the ELA resources and materials. We already have several assessment components, and so as we bring on this curriculum, we would have to look at the balance of assessments, how often are we assessing, and which assessment tool is going to give us the best information. But as Mr. Michael was saying, if it's a reading and writing integration piece that would help support, especially for our students who are having now to take the integrated reading and writing SOL, this allows us to have an assessment that's kind of already aligned to that piece.
Are they mostly linked to the, I think it was in units, and then sometimes it was like excerpts from books. It was a lot of different formats that SAVAS had, if I remember.
For the assessments or for the?
No, I'm asking about, are the assessments linked to the passages that were read? Are they more generic, like checking progress on some format, some area?
So it's a combination of both assessing what students have read in there, but also giving students cold reads on new passages so that they can demonstrate adequate competency of whatever the skill is.
Again, which is in line with what they'd have to do within the integrated reading and writing test. It's a cold read, and they have to be able to respond to it. They have to be able to absorb the information that they've taken. So again, any of the assessments that we would be looking, we're going to look at how they would integrate within our curriculum and support the standards of learning, and then how they would work within the existing assessments that we have. So we're not locked into having to use that assessment every single time, every time we get through a unit. It's really going to be looking and working with teachers on which assessments do we see as being valuable to support the instruction.
Promise this is the last question. So you are going from no textbook at this point where teachers have curriculum that aligns with the SOLs to this as their primary source for what kids read and talk about.
So remember, again, just like any of our other textbooks, it's one piece, it's one tool. It provides a nice backbone structure, but it's certainly not the only resource that we're going to be using in our classrooms. But it does provide a nice structure for us to be able to move through a pacing so that we have some more consistency and uniformity across our middle schools and across our high schools, which we have not had in the last probably 10 years.
I think some teachers have talked about how they have these wonderful units around certain novels that they have been doing and very successfully. And I'm assuming that will end or not. Did you just say it would not end?
So I'm not going to I don't want to set off an instructional panic tonight by having our teachers think that we're going to take away things that they've been doing. We have to look at what's aligned to the standards. And so sometimes novel sets, you're allowed to pull out the standard skills through a novel, through a discussion, but we're not tested on the novel. That's not our SOLs. Our SOLs are the skills that we can practice through the course of a novel or nonfiction text or paired text. This just allows us to have more robust, I think, resources within the classroom where, especially for a new teacher coming in, they have the textbook. They have that resource to drive their instruction and then be able to add resources as we go through. It also gives a really good opportunity as a division to revisit what is happening and making sure that we have, again, some consistency. And so as we're looking across grade 6 English, what resources are we using? How are we using the textbook to drive that instruction and to, again, align to our standards?
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions? We will need to approve the recommendation of Dr. Melton for the textbooks. We will need a motion to that effect.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we go ahead and accept the recommendation for the textbook adoption here.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second that we approve the adoption of the textbooks. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Maherfer, you're next.
Good evening. Tonight, I would like to present and review the bonus funding that is anticipated to be received from the state on June 1st. The total amount that we are anticipated to receive is $1,038,119. This amount represents the state's share of a $1,500 bonus for SOQ funded positions. VDOE has issued guidance that school divisions have the authority to amend the bonus amount per paid employee to maximize the use of the state funds and required local matching funds to promote retention among all instructional and support positions. Total state funds and local match equate out to be $1,679,695. Out of that, approximately $641,000 is our local match. If you'll remember, during our budget discussions, we did budget for this in our FY27 budget adoption. After reviewing current full-time employees, we've calculated the bonus amount per employee to be $875 for full-time employees and $400 for eligible part-time employees. Bonus payments will be made to staff on August 31st, 2026, and eligible part-time staff on September 15th, 2026. There will be minimum hour requirements for part-time staff so that they can meet that eligibility for a bonus in FY27. Included in your packet are certification statements that you'll see. These certification statements basically, to summarize, state that you accept the bonus payment, and that you will support the one-time bonus payment, and that when will the funds be distributed, in FY 2026 or FY 2027. You'll notice that there are 2 certifications in your packet tonight, one for Augusta County School Board and one for Shenandoah Valley Governor School, since we do act as physical agent for that program. Tonight, we will need you to approve the certification statement and for the superintendent to sign those certifications to VDOE by May 1st so that we can receive that funding by June 1st. Are there any questions?
We do need to add that if you approve for the bonus to be received and spent in this manner, we would need to make a request of the Board of Supervisors to reappropriate those funds to fiscal year 27.
And I think we might be covered since we
We
do
okay?
have that in our budget, since we knew that money was coming, and we've already appropriated it in our budget. We'll just need to work with them to roll that money over at the end of the year. So since the timing of this budget is a little bit sooner than it was this time last year, we may not need that additional appropriation. Are there any other questions?
Can you just give us a general idea of the $400 bonus, part-time, non-contracted employees who meet the minimum hour criteria?
Yes.
Can you have a general,
General idea?
of
Yes,
what-
yes.
Just give me like some examples of
Yes,
these
so like
employees?
school nutrition subs, the August minimum requirement was 38.5 hours. And so our estimate on that for the month of August for a sub that would come in and work a majority of hours that month would be 77 hours for that whole month. And so we basically said that if you can work half of it, you would be eligible. Car drivers were at 28 hours. Bus aides, 28 hours. Sub-teachers and aides, sub-teachers were at 52 hours. Substitute aides, 49 hours. We have some full-time reading aides that are part-time. They sometimes come in later in August, depending on when school starts, and we've estimated them at 30 hours.
Do bus drivers fall into the first category?
Bus drivers are considered full-time employees. So pretty much anybody who receives a contract and signs that by August 12th and begins work by August 12th will be considered full-time staff to get the full-time bonus.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would also add that we make all of our employees aware of what the requirements are for part-time staff to be able to receive the bonus. So we let them know before summer what they would need to work in August to get the bonus.
Okay. Any other questions?
So this is only for people, you're using the month of August for the calculation for part-time people?
Correct. Correct.
Any other questions? If not, we will need a motion to move forward with the bonus plan. Again, we have the funds allocated through the budget from last year, so if they will carry over to August, then we're in good shape.
Yes. I don't anticipate that being an issue.
Okay.
So moved.
It's been moved that we move forward with the budget plan. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of moving forward with the budget, with the bonus plan, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Staff reports. And we'll go to Dr. Troxel.
Thank you. I have two items. First, I'll start with the dates of interest for the remainder of this month and in May. This week, we have celebrated our assistant principals. That's all of our assistant principals, athletic directors, administrative interns, and thanking them for all the work and support that they give to keep our schools running efficiently, effectively, and supporting all of our students with their school activities. Later in the month, we will celebrate National Public School Volunteer Appreciation Week, the 20th through the 24th. We do want to remind everyone that we did switch the April 20th and 21st plans as you had previously approved. Monday, April 20th is now a regular school day, and Tuesday, April 21st, because of the special election, is a professional development day. So no school for students on Tuesday, April 21st. That is also the day of your work session, and that's going to be held at the Center for Instruction and Professional Learning. Lunch will begin at 12, and we will last, we're hoping to end at 4. Coming up on April 22nd is the day that we celebrate all of our administrative professionals, both in our schools and our school division offices and central office. They are invaluable to everything that we do every day. Also that week, we are celebrating our individual Teachers of the Year. That's on the 22nd after school. Then the next day on the 23rd, we are going to surprise the division Teacher of the Year at their school. And then on Friday the 24th is the Teacher of Year brunch at the Best Western at Waynesboro. And if you have not yet RSVP'd for that, there may be a reminder in the inside cover of your notebook. On April 28th, we will recognize and celebrate all of our school bus drivers for everything that they do for us every day. The VAST Spring Conference for me is in Roanoke, the 26th to the 28th. And then starting on April 29th through the 30th, actually going through May 2nd, is the 80th Annual Market Animal Show and Sale. And that's being held again at the Augusta Expo at Fishersville, in Fishersville. On April 30th, I'll be going to Rocktown High School. Harrisonburg is hosting the Spring Networking Forum for our region through the VSBA. That begins at 5:30. The month of May is very busy. We will start by recognizing all month, the National Speech and Language Hearing Month, and in particular, all of our speech and language pathologists on May 18th. Again, we continue with the Market Animal Show and Sale through May 2nd. We're also celebrating all of our school nutrition program staff on May the 2nd, followed by National Teacher Appreciation Week, May 4th through the 8th, including Teacher Appreciation Day on the 5th and School Nurse Appreciation Day on the 6th. Your next regular school board meeting is on Thursday, May 7th. It's a very eventful evening, a lot of celebrations and recognitions. We will start at 5:30 p.m. with our Whole Village Awards that's sponsored by the ACEA, followed by the regular school board meeting at 6:30. And as a part of that meeting, we do celebrate our support staff employees of the year at all of the schools. Please note that that is not going to be held here at the Government Center. Due to the number of individuals that will be coming for recognition, we are going to also hold that at the Center for Instruction and Professional Learning. And for those of you that may not know where that is, it is the old Beverly Manor Middle School building. We get into graduations celebrations starting May the 9th. The Governor's School Senior Ceremony will be held on Saturday, May 9th. That's at 10 in the morning at Stanton High School. And then later that evening at 7, we will celebrate our VCTC, our Valley Career and Technical Center seniors graduating, and that will be at the Atlantic Union Bank Center at JMU. Our annual retirement dinner, sponsored by the school division and ACEA, will be held at Eastview Farms at 6 p.m. Our graduation ceremonies begin on May 15th. Riverheads High School will graduate that evening at 6:30. That's on a Friday evening. The next day, on Saturday morning, will be Buffalo Gap High School graduation at 10 a.m. The following week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we host in order Fort Defiance on Monday, Stewart's Draft on Tuesday, and Wilson Memorial on Wednesday. All of those graduation ceremonies being held at 7 p.m. at JMU's Atlantic Union Bank Center. And if you can believe it, the last day of school is on this sheet. That's May 21st, and that will be a 1 o'clock early dismissal. That very next day will be a teacher work day. And the following Monday is Memorial Day, and that is a holiday for all employees. You also have the fine arts calendars for April and May. And I'll be happy to answer any questions about the dates of interest before I move on. All right, I'll move on then. My next item is the subject of your May, June, and July meetings. Currently, these are scheduled for May 7th, June 4th, and July 2nd. I think we're solidified for May 7th and June 4th, but I'm mainly interested in what your preference will be for July. This certainly does not need to be decided this evening. However, if it's the will of the board, I am happy to coordinate schedules if you wish. Essentially, you have 4 options. We meet on July 2nd as planned. You can meet the following week or another time in July. You can meet twice in June or not at all in July. However, I will share that there is a strong possibility that we will need a meeting in July for personnel approvals. So I wanted to go ahead and just ask if we can put a meeting on the calendar sometime either July or June, and certainly if we would not need that meeting, we can always cancel that meeting.
Is that something we can decide in May? Because I know people will probably have vacation schedules and things that they're gonna do between now and May.
Absolutely. I just thought I would
It's good to think
get
about
the
it.
discussion started.
If that's okay with everybody, we'll make that decision in May. And plan your vacation schedules. All right. Ms. Brake, personnel action.
Good evening. In your blue folder, you will find the personnel action for tonight's meeting. I'm respectfully asking for your approval of these actions. As always, if you would like to exclude any action by number, you may do so, and I'm happy to discuss any concerns or answer any questions that you may have during our closed session. Numbers 1 through 19.
Or 18.
Or 18, my apologies.
That's okay.
Unless there's a need to remove a number from the list, we will need a motion to approve personnel action as presented.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the personnel action as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve personnel action as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Thank you. I'll move on to our April support staff members of the month. As always, I'm pleased to have the opportunity to share these staff members with you. Again, this month, these staff members are sponsored by Carter Myers Automotive, or CMA. Our elementary school support staff member of the month is from Clymore Elementary, Miss Lindsay Davis. She is a special education instructional aide. And as a special education aide, Lindsay skillfully supports students with academic and behavior challenges with patience, humor, and genuine kindness. She builds trust and rapport from the moment students arrive, setting them up for success. Always willing to help and often without being asked, she is an invaluable member of the team. Lindsay collaborates seamlessly with staff, takes feedback professionally, and serves as a strong advocate for both students and teachers. She strengthens the entire school culture with her positive approach and genuine care. Beyond the classroom, Ms. Davis leads professional development for other aides, volunteers with the FFA and agricultural programs, and is consistently present at school and community events. As a parent in the community, she brings a valuable perspective and deep personal investment to her work. Ms. Davis, thank you for your exceptional service and your heart for the students and the Clymore community. For middle school, we would like to recognize Ms. Jessica Dimmitt, who is a secretary at Stuart Draft Middle School. Jessica has seamlessly taken on attendance responsibilities along her other front office duties, managing everything with remarkable accuracy and efficiency. Whether it's greeting visitors, answering phones, monitoring the front door, or handling the countless daily issues that arise, she does so with poise, purpose, and a pleasant demeanor that sets a welcoming tone for the entire school. She works effectively with her front office colleagues, contributing meaningfully to the success of the entire team. She has broad technology skills, and her engaging manner keep the school running smoothly while ensuring that every interaction with staff, visitors, and families is positive and productive. Her outstanding service and commitment to making Stuart Draft Middle School a welcoming and well-organized place for the community is deeply appreciated. Our high school representative is Miss Christy Ashby, who is the guidance secretary at Buffalo Gap High School. Miss Ashby is the backbone of the school counseling department and the welcoming face students and families encounter. She skillfully coordinates staff celebrations, assists in the front office as needed, and tackles whatever comes her way with professionalism and a can-do attitude. Her vast experience and deep institutional knowledge are invaluable to the school's daily operations. Beyond her school responsibilities, she is actively involved in the community and is an avid supporter of Buffalo Gap activities outside of the school day. Her genuine commitment to students in the community extends far beyond her job duties, reflecting a true passion for making her school a better place. It is appreciated that she has exceptional service, flexibility, and a heart for the Buffalo Gap High School and their community. And also this evening, I wanted to just share with you that we are hoping to plan a June hiring event. This is something that I am currently working on collaborating with transportation, school nutrition, and our maintenance department. We successfully hosted a opportunity this year with Waynesboro when we hosted our very own teacher job fair, and we felt that that was an incredibly successful event, and are hoping to be able to elaborate and add this to our 3 other departments, and hoping to create really a one-stop shop where interested candidates can come and receive information about each of these departments and opportunities within them, that they would be able to apply for a position, and if they are selected, be able to interview. If that goes well, that we would also be able to complete onboarding for them, including any paperwork, fingerprint, background check, physicals, any testing that may be involved. And again, so that it's kind of a one-stop shop, and that there is a lot of support for any of those candidates or applicants who may need some support with technology, applying online, or any other questions that they may have. So we are still in the planning process, but hope to be able to provide you with an update on that soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and congratulations to our folks, our support people. They are certainly a very integral part of our school system, not just the 3 that we recognize, but all of our support staff are very important to the operation of our schools. But thank you for presenting them and getting them their recognition. Dr. Melton.
So it's my pleasure to extend those congratulations to our Teachers of the Month. So our Elementary Teacher of the Month is Deborah Burke. Ms. Burke is the 2nd grade teacher at Craigsville Elementary School. She is an educator who sees every child as a valued individual with great potential and is committed to helping each one become the best version of themselves. She is a lifelong learner, continually seeking new knowledge and strategies to strengthen her practice. Deborah consistently goes above and beyond in her lesson planning, ensuring that instruction is thoughtful, engaging, and purposeful. She maximizes every moment of instructional time and establishes meaningful routines that support student success and create a positive classroom environment. In addition to her work with students, she is kind and caring toward her colleagues, making her a trusted and valued member of the Craigsville community. This month's Middle School Teacher of the Month is Liz Scott from Riverheads Middle School. She has demonstrated a strong commitment to student success and to becoming an active, positive member of the school community at Riverhead since joining this year. In the classroom, Ms. Scott creates a supportive and engaging learning environment where all students feel valued, challenged, and inspired to reach their full potential. Her passion for teaching is evident in the way she fosters curiosity, encourages critical thinking, and makes meaningful connections that extend learning beyond the classroom. Ms. Scott has taken on leadership opportunities as well by presenting at last fall's Rock the Center Professional Learning Fair and serving as an Augusta County CIP representative. Through these roles, she has collaborated with colleagues, shared best practices, and contributed to the continued growth of our school division. We're proud to celebrate Ms. Scott as our Middle School Teacher of the Month. And our High School Teacher of the Month is Ms. Copper Ernst. She's an English teacher at Riverheads High School. Ms. Ernst fulfills many roles at RHS, including classroom teacher, English department chair, forensics coach, among many others. As a classroom teacher, she pushes her students to be their best and challenges them to read, write, and think critically. As the department chair, Ms. Ernst advocates for both the needs of the students as well as her department members. She's played a vital role in several committees on the division level in recent years, helping shape English instruction in Augusta County Public Schools. She's done all of this while continuing her own education as well. For these reasons and many others, Ms. Ernst is our High School Teacher of the Month. And then I think next on the agenda,
Yes, you're next on the agenda. And congratulations to our Teachers of the Month.
thank you.
We
Well
have-
deserved.
Yes, we have a lot of excellent teachers, and it's really nice when we can recognize some of them.
Well, we certainly appreciate the time to be able to do that at the board meetings too, and to highlight their achievements and their accomplishments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next, we have our fine arts celebration. So obviously, we saw a lot of celebrations this evening connected to our fine arts program, but just like we do for CTE month, we like to highlight what's happening in our fine arts programs as well. In the art world, at the elementary school level, students from every school in the county are participating in the Stanton Augusta Youth Art Month exhibit. Collaborative projects at both Clymore and Stewart's Draft Elementary School paired elementary students with high school art students. The elementary students designed their own characters, and the high school students at Fort and Stewart's Draft High Schools brought these ideas to life through sculptures and other crafts. That was an incredible project to see that, if you didn't get a chance to. In addition, 35 Stewart's Draft Elementary School students had their clay creations on display at the Stewart's Draft Public Library in March, and students from Stump Elementary will have artwork displayed at the Stewart's Draft Station Library in May. At the middle school level, students from Buffalo Gap Middle School Art made Christmas cards in December and sent those to local retirement homes. Wilson Elementary, Middle, and High Schools participated in a vertical team art show at the Augusta County Library on March 11th. And the first annual Stewart's Draft Middle School Fine Arts Night will be held on May 1st at 5:00 p.m. It will include an art show, band, choir, and drama performances. Wilson Middle School also had the first place winner for this year's Riverfest Art Contest. At the high school level, the Wilson Memorial High School National Art Honor Society has increased its membership from 6 to 23 members. Stewart's Draft High School National Art Honor Society and Art Club completed 2 murals at Stewart's Draft High School, one outside the old gym and one spanning the entire cafeteria wall. Again, if you have not had a chance to see that, it is beautiful. I think Mr. Lawson is shaking his head. He has seen it. It's a beautiful piece of artwork that highlights the surrounding mountains. In addition to that, Fort Defiance High School has inducted 15 new members into their National Art Honor Society, and 36 Buffalo Gap High School fine arts students traveled to New York City to visit the Met and see a Broadway show. Buffalo Gap High School also had 9 new inductees into the National Art Honor Society for this school, bringing their chapter up to 22. And this group ran the Children's Art in the Park event for the 2nd year in a row. In the music and choir world, elementary school level, Churchville Elementary had 50 singers participate in their 4th and 5th grade choir first semester, and several of our elementary schools have or will have musicals coming up. The Enchanted Bookshop is coming up at Castle, as well as Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory at Stump Elementary, in addition to all of the other wonderful musicals that have happened already. North River Elementary Spring Concert has been all student-led this year. 5th grade students wrote their own sound stories and composed their own music to accompany this. Riverheads Elementary School had 50 5th graders sing the national anthem at Riverheads High School for a varsity volleyball game in fall. And the Stewart's Draft Elementary School Cougar Chorus, which is 4th and 5th grade audition choir, has up to 50 members at this point. At the middle school level, Shrek the Musical Junior at Wilson Middle School has 73 participants this year. Stewart Middle School Choir received a rating of superior at the choir assessment for the 3rd year in a row. And Riverheads Middle School has seen a 25% growth in participation in both the during and after school choir, which is outstanding. High school level, the Stewart's Draft High School Choir started a new a cappella group this year and already is up to 16 members. There's been a 25% growth in participation at the Riverheads High School Choir program as well. Fort Defiance High School and Wilson Memorial High School, as we recognized earlier, are both blue ribbon schools earning those superior ratings. And then Wilson Memorial High School has doubled in size in their choir from last year. And I think you see the depth of talent as well that we saw tonight. In the band programs, the middle school level, Buffalo Gap Middle School Band has doubled in size in just 1 year, and 35 students participated in the first ever Riverheads Middle School Pep Band, along with our middle school football teams this year. That's an exciting thing to see those middle school kids support each other. Stewart Middle School had 100% eighth grade retention from last year to this year in their band program, and Wilson Middle School again earned the recognition as Program of Honor for the second straight year. At the high school level, Buffalo Gap High School Marching Bison placed first in their class at their final competition in the fall. Riverheads High School attended district jazz assessment for the first time in school history. Stewart's Draft High School Draft Express was crowned state champions for the VMBC for the second straight year. We celebrated them a little earlier this year. Stewart's Draft High School Tri-M Music Honor Society membership increased to a total of 50 students. Fort Defiance, again, we discussed earlier this evening, was recognized as a Virginia Program of Honor. And again, the Fort Defiance and Wilson High School bands are blue ribbon schools. Our drama and theater programs. For the one act, again, we recognized Stewart's Draft High School earlier this year as winning both the regionals and the state level one act competitions. Again, numerous students were also receiving Best Actor awards at the district, regional, and state levels. Stewart's Draft High School one act team also took honorable mention at the Virginia Theater Association Annual Conference. This puts them in the top 9 schools in the state against approximately 40 schools, including the 5A and 6A schools. In technical theater, the Stewart's Draft High School technical theater team took 3rd place out of 36 teams in the Technical Olympics at the Virginia Theater Association Conference. And again, we've had many wonderful spring performances, including Cinderella, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, Hadestown, and Newsies. A lot to celebrate in our fine arts programs going on in the division, and we certainly, again, want to thank all of those teachers, as well as all of our families and communities for support of those programs. Thank you.
Thank you. School board members, and we'll start with Mr. Lawson.
Got a few things to share. We wanted to again give congratulations to Mr. Steve Hom on his appointment as principal at the middle school, and enjoyed the welcome that he had there earlier in the month, or I guess it was last month after a meeting. And then also attended a community listening session at Stump Elementary. It was well represented, and Dr. Troxel, thank you for doing those. I believe ours was the last one, and we had a good group out there and a lot of good suggestions. And then on the Valley Academy board meeting this past month, just a quick update. We have 32 students enrolled right now, 10 from Waynesboro and 22 from Augusta County. We have 13 projected to graduate in May, which is incredible. And a couple of big things that are going on, or one major thing is they're have the bidding out for the renovations that we've been talking about doing. So that's coming along nicely. And also attended a Stewart's Draft Elementary School kindergarten art and music show. It was a packed house. It was a lot of fun. It was like herding cats with all those kids. But Mrs. Hughes did a great job, as she always does, and we enjoyed that. And then I attended the Model General Assembly at the center, and I was in there for the second day for crossover day, for the bills being crossed over. There was a Senator Troxel there that did very well, but I really enjoyed it and got to see these kids, and it was amazing how much it paralleled the actual real deal when you go to Richmond and see it. They were that good, so they really did a good job. And then this morning we had a River Ridge Learning Center board meeting, and we have 7 students there. Currently, 12 have attended total for the first year, and that's our recovery program for the region that started, and it's going very well. Ms. Christian's doing a great job there, and I believe that's all I have, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Whitmer?
Yeah, first of all, I hope all of our students and staff and families enjoyed their spring break. And the week before spring break was a fun, packed week as well for our family. We went Monday. I'd like to thank you again, Dr. Troxel, for the Riverheads listening session, wrapping up that series. Another good conversation with community members. I was also able to stop by and thank you, Mr. Michael, for your leadership at that Model General Assembly. Just seeing the knowledge and leadership of our students on display there was amazing. Took my boys, well, I took all 3 to a Wilson baseball game, and we made it for almost 3 innings. So We had to leave when one of my sons started taunting a pitcher that he thought that he could beat, so that he could hit off of. And then that Friday before spring break, this was my second year in a row of being a volunteer at the Riverheads Elementary School Career Day. And I learned my lesson last year: talk less about architecture, let them draw more. And it was successful. That 2.5 hours certainly makes you appreciate all that our teachers do. And I'm looking forward tomorrow. I'm going to visit Climbmore, and I'd like to thank Dr. Saunders for hosting me, and hopefully catch the tail end of their career day.
Mr. Swartzel.
I don't have anything this evening.
Okay, Dr. Griffin.
Just as I said last month, I really appreciated Dr. Troxell's enormous amount of time spent listening. I went to the Riverheads one. I think I made 4, maybe. And I really appreciated them. And many folks there said, oh, it'd be great to do it again. And I know it's a huge time commitment, but I would love it if parents got used to the idea that they can come and talk, and maybe more, right now it's about, depending on the ones I went to, maybe more staff than parents, but parents at all of them. And it would just be great if more parents would take advantage of that. And thank you for being so approachable. And I too enjoyed the Model General Assembly. Went for the opening and saw the nervousness of some of the kids, and had a delightful time with this one young man who didn't, no one had told him how to dress. And he was just so embarrassed. And I tried to comfort him a little bit and remind him of one of the senators from Pennsylvania who came in hoodies for a while. But he'd never heard of the guy, so it didn't matter to him. So it didn't help much. But I did my best. But they're delightful young people. We're taking seriously the charge to try to draft laws and talk about them and compromise and so forth. So thank you, Mr. Michael, for herding the cats there. And I know you had a lot of help, so I appreciate it.
Mr. Ward.
I'd like to make a comment about what we were looking at here, just as you were sharing with us, Ms. Melton. I see a vast difference in our middle school and high school on the Riverheads and Buffalo Gap sides with their music and their arts and all. And I think pulling our middle schools back to our being where they're connected with our high schools, we're seeing those programs grow. I went by the one at Riverheads Middle School. I don't know how she's got all those people in that room for the band, but she does, and she's an excellent band director and has been for years. But it's just, I just think sometimes we don't realize the long-term consequences or even the immediate consequences of some of the decisions we make. And I think that's been, and in looking at our art and activities and all, those schools are the 2 newcomers now on this. Tonight we saw, Ford and Wilson, and Draft's always had strong program. But I see the Riverheads programs rising because I think we've got that continuation now there. So I just want to say, once in a while we got to point out something that happened that we say, hey, that's good. So anyway, that's all I have to share right now.
Dr. Ochiltree.
Well, excuse me, it's good to be here tonight in person and not by telephone. But I'd like to comment on all the awards we saw tonight for, this is what Augusta County Schools is all about. All these awards, the young people involved with choir and band, for somebody that can't carry a tune in a bucket, that's all very impressive. And I would just like to, again, compliment the sponsors, the teachers, and the coaches, and just everybody that helps those young people along. We appreciate it as a school board, and I appreciate it individually.
Okay, I've got a couple of things. Start off with Mr. Swartzel and I attended a meeting with the leadership of the Board of Supervisors to discuss the budget and sort of let them know where we were headed and what was going on with them. And then Dr. Troxel presented the budget to the Board of Supervisors. I was unable to attend, but I have spoken with a couple members of the Board of Supervisors, and they were very appreciative of the way the budget was presented, and they said to thank Dr. Troxel for that presentation. So thank you, and also Ms. Meyerheffer and your staff for all the hard work that went into that. That was not an easy task. We also, again, Mr. Schwartzel and I attended the Valley Career and Technical Center board meeting, and you heard a lot of what we heard at our board meeting tonight with Ms. Maxwell's presentation. There are a lot of good things going on over at Valley Career and Technical Center. That place does a wonderful job of getting our students ready for the world of work. I would also attended the listening session at Fort Defiance, and I thought it went very well. We had a lot of good discussion, and appreciate Dr. Troxel taking her time to do that. Also attended the new principal introduction at Fort Defiance, and again, that was very well done, very well received. Dr. Troxel did a wonderful job of presenting the new principal at Fort Defiance, Ms. Fonda Morris, and we look forward to working with her for the next several years at Fort Defiance, and I think things went really well. Also attended the River Ridge board meeting this morning with Mr. Lawson, and I think he covered most everything that we did there, but that again is a really good program that is serving the needs of our students. And you know, I guess it's good that we only have 12, but I think it's bad because there are more that need that help. And hopefully, as we move forward, we'll see more students take advantage of what they have to offer. That's all I've got, and I think we do have a need for a closed session.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I move that the board convene in a closed session for the following purposes: discussing and considering assignment, promotion, demotion, dismissal, salaries, and/or resignation of school board employees pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1. Conducting hearing and/or taking action regarding matters that involve disclosure of information about individual students pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A2. Receiving legal advice regarding particular legal matters within the division, including but not limited to personnel, governance, students, and contract matters pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A8.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and properly second that we convene in closed session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?